Hey everybody, welcome back. Time to talk about the back half of 2016. Let's not waste any time with small talk, shall we?
Okay.
Do it.
Did you need another banana?
No, I'm good.
Good. July. So a lot of fun stuff in July. Let's talk about immediately, before we talk about anything else, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. July 15th.
So far all we've got for Ghostbusters at the time of filming this, because every time we do something like this, the trailer releases the next day before I get the video up.
Yeah.
But as of now, all we have are some official images of the Ghostbusters, and they look pretty badass.
Yeah.
I like them.
It looks really cool. I mean, it's so tough to tackle something like the Ghostbusters. That was it's still one of those big monumental comedies of all time.
Yeah.
And like, there's really no way to capture that lightning again. And I'm really excited to see how they change it up and how they're able to do it. And mostly, all I want to know is if they're going to have a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or something like that. But then that's it, because when I think of Ghostbusters as a kid watching it, I always think of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because it was like bigger than life. It's a big thing. And I want to know if they're going to do something like that, because the point of a big giant thing that isn't scary is so cool. And I hope it keeps something like that. That's all I want. It's something like, it doesn't have to be.
I thought of the one thing that can never hurt us.
Yeah, exactly.
Ray has gone bye-bye.
Yeah.
And that's it right there. I'm able to quote, I mean, that's how iconic this movie is because it's like every little bit of it is just up there in my head. Right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a trip watching this movie, not also replaying Ghostbusters in my head while I'm watching it. So, I mean, this is one of the all-time iconic movies.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul, you know, the farther we get away from Spy, I think the more we all sort of appreciate that movie. I thought Spy was a really fun movie.
Was cool.
So I have more faith in Paul Feig than I used to.
Yeah.
Which is good. So I'm excited about it.
I mean, the thing is, they did a good job of casting. Like, all the
very funny people.
All the main people are really funny. So.
And they look cool. I don't know anything about their characters, but
Yeah.
just based on their looks and their posture and everything from the official images, like it looks really fun. It looks really interesting.
And this, you know, as far as the priorities for that movie goes, it's pretty low. But I'm interested to see how they pull off the visual effects. If they're gonna kind of, you know, revert to the style from the original one, but it's so rooted in that time. So I don't know if they're going to just, you know, go full on digital the way we do it now, or if they're gonna.
And can they cross the streams? Are they able to do that now?
That's a good one. I thought crossing the streams was bad.
Also in July, Star Trek Beyond.
Oh, man.
I think July might be the month that I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
Or I'm most intrigued by of the entire year.
Yeah, with Star Trek Beyond, I'm more excited about it than. Okay, the trailer came out and I kind of hated the trailer.
Yeah.
Because
A lot of people did.
Yeah, because it's like all action and no story. But the thing is, Simon Pegg wrote this one. You know, like we know that there's going to be more story there. We know there's going to be more fun in this one. It just, that first trailer, I feel like they got it so wrong.
Yeah, that was kind of the knee-jerk reaction to it too. It was like, but that trailer was cut to go in front of Star Wars, to be, I mean, and it so blatantly looks like it's aping Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating, I think, as particularly for fans of Star Trek. For me, I've never been a fan of Star Trek. I'm like, awesome.
Right.
Fast and Furious in space. I'm in. Let's do it.
I'm a big Trekkie. Like, I grew up with Next Generation. I watched all the shows. I love all the movies. And so I'm really excited because I love Simon Pegg. I think he's brilliant. And I think Justin Lin, not only has done some amazing stuff visually with the Fast and Furious franchise, he is the guy who made that franchise, the franchise we have today. But also, he's a fan. He grew up watching the show with his family. He loves Star Trek.
There's been a lot of really cool quotes where he's talked about his relationship with Star Trek.
Yeah, so for me, that's really exciting, you know, and so I think there's actually a lot in that movie that looks awesome. I love the idea of them trapped on a planet. I love the idea. It seems more like an original series episode, which is really exciting. I don't know why they keep on giving Kirk Enterprises, because apparently they explode every movie.
And why do they just continue to name them Enterprises? They're brand new ships at this point.
Well, they give them different numbers.
They do, they give him different numbers, but he is just
not a Star Trek fan.
He's just getting rid of them. I think it's funny because the power of trailers is I think part of kind of this conversation too that we haven't talked about, is the idea that like the only reason we're excited about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 is the power of that trailer.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what they were going for. They did it right, and I think the wrong decision was made on the Star Trek trailer, frankly, to try to like match that whole like Star Wars thing. But I mean, apparently if it's only just me and a few other Trekkies and everyone else liked it, then I guess it's cool.
I think that's the point of because I would imagine there's also a trailer that you could cut for this movie that's going to feel more like a kitchen sink drama. Just knowing Simon Pegg and hearing from Justin Lin about and seeing some of Justin Lin's other work, frankly, that's not Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I mean, Better Luck Tomorrow was awesome.
Yeah. So I think there's a real life Star Trek movie there.
I think they also were trying to separate the tone from Into Darkness.
Yeah.
That was so dark and dreary, and this was like fun and kinetic and
Beastie Boysy.
Yeah, that's no more sabotage. Like no, done.
It's
no more sabotage.
It's a song that means something to Captain Kirk, though, because he was playing when he drove his stepdad's car with a.
No.
Would you prefer a children's song slowed down?
Also in July, we're getting a new Bourne movie.
Yeah.
Know absolutely nothing about that other than it's Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass again, so I'm excited about that.
Bourne 5.
And then the BFG. I'm really interested in the BFG in July. I think that
Roald Dahl's always good.
Roald Dahl and Spielberg doing a Disney movie for the first time ever, I think is, it's fun.
I think it's crazy they're making a whole movie off that big gun from Doom, though. That's nuts.
Not a reference.
There's no 9,000.
I'm not going to understand that reference.
The worst part is he actually thought that they ripped off the name from that gun for the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were
really
going to
thought
say
that.
the worst part is he was really expecting a big laugh from that.
No, he just thought they ripped off the name. I had to tell him that it was a Roald Dahl book.
It's a Roald Dahl.
By the end of the trailer, he's like, "What the f*** is this?"
There wasn't a single gun in this thing. It was just that big f***ing giant.
Big giant.
F***ing giant. That's what the thing.
When I was 10, the best thing that happened to me was getting the BFG and a freaking Doom. Okay, I don't need this. I don't need this.
I believe you. I really believe you.
We didn't even talk about Yip Man 3 with Mike Tyson.
I didn't think that we were.
We're not.
Great. So August.
Yeah. What else?
Suicide Squad. Here you go, buddy.
Of course. Yep.
Here's your Suicide Squad.
Okay, this movie actually might be the only movie I'm actually maybe slightly more excited for than Batman vs Superman. I haven't decided yet.
That was a whole lot of prefacing, so I don't think you can
Maybe
claim that.
perhaps kind of.
It's tough. It's tough.
There were so many maybes and might be's in there
tough.
that I don't think you can claim that.
It's tough. It's tough because to
it
me,
tough, though?
this is their big swing that you guys always talk about because it's ballsy. I mean, you get David Ayer, like end of watch, harsh times guy, to reinvent the Joker and Harley Quinn and have Harley Quinn for the first time and he's making bold choices.
The art direction in there, the costuming, it's in that weird sort of like cartoon translated to real world space.
Yeah.
Like they all look a little heightened, but not quite all the way cartoonish, but not quite all the way grounded and real. So
but
it's strange. No, look, I'm excited about it. I think that one is in the same category as Deadpool.
Definitely.
In that it's going to be different enough to break a mold and hopefully make the whole genre a little fresher, I think.
Yeah.
And,
You know what else it's got? Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thank you.
So also in August, the other movies that I wrote down, and I forgot that they were remaking this until I was going through this. Pete's Dragon. Did you guys grow up with Pete's Dragon?
No.
I love. It was one of those movies that I was just in love with as a kid. It's a really charming and also really kind of sad movie. It's one of those like. It snuck in some real world like, hey, it's time to grow up a little bit, kid, kind of stuff. Carl Urban is in it.
Nice.
And we should all go see it.
Nice.
Is he grumpy?
I
love grumpy Carl Urban.
I can imagine he's going to
I have
be.
a legitimate place in my heart for the actor known as Carl Urban.
Yeah. The other remake in August is Ben-Hur.
So weird.
With Timur Bekmambetov is doing it.
Right.
Which is going to be weird because we
Nightwatch
mentioned
dude.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
Which was garbage.
It was terrible.
But he's doing Ben-Hur now.
Yeah.
With Jack Houston, and the cast isn't so bad.
Yeah.
well, what better way to get back on the horse than remaking an epic classic?
Than to get back on a horse.
Speaking of horses, the best part from Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is when a vampire throws a horse at Abraham Lincoln. Literally throws a horse at him.
I believe they were on top of a train when that happened too.
Yeah.
Now, Monty Python threw a cow at you.
That movie. Oh.
When was that? Like
Okay, so that's August.
1904?
What, Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
No, is that when he threw a cow? Oh, that was.
If you're going to start talking shit about Monty Python, you can win.
I love Monty Python.
All right.
I was more talking shit to Casey.
Anything else in August?
August 19th, Kubo and the Two Strings, the new Laika movie.
There's your Laika.
Looks great.
Yeah.
It's got this whole origami Japanese style thing happening.
Yeah.
Great cast. Matthew McConaughey, I think, is playing the villain, which is a little odd to me, but I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
I hope he whispers.
George Takei is
George
one of the
Takei's in
voices.
there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Coraline, I loved.
Great.
Paranorman, also really good.
Excellent.
Sneak Up, super dark. Box Trolls was gorgeous. Box Trolls, I thought was really fun to look at.
feat, yes.
Didn't really care for it as much, so I'm wondering.
Well, it was too cute and light.
Yeah.
For Laika.
I'm wondering what this looks like. It's like heavy, epic, but like origami come to life.
Right.
Is sort of what it feels like, which is super cool.
Very cool.
That's the one company that I love all their movies, even though I've never seen any of them. I always feel like I'm like, yeah, I like it. They're awesome because I've seen all their footage, and I was like, wait.
Okay.
I've never actually seen one of their movies.
Dave, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to suggest to you, and I don't want to suggest anything that's going to make you uncomfortable.
Okay.
Stop saying that
Okay.
and watch their movies.
Yeah, just do it.
Then continue saying it if you actually believe it.
Pairs well with black licorice.
Exactly.
Don't like black licorice
And
at all.
real absinthe. September. Yeah.
Gotta love September.
There's not a lot going on in September, I
No,
don't
I don't
think.
have
At the
much on
moment, Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Antoine Fuqua, Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt,
Yep.
D'Onofrio, Ethan Hawke, I think, is in it. Like, it's
Matt
kind of a
Damon.
rad cast.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for westerns.
I mean, but the original really does still hold up.
Yeah, yeah. That's my concern with some of these remakes. Is
Yeah.
like I think it's the Ocean's 11 rule of remake a bad movie.
Yeah.
You know, remake a fun premise that was done poorly,
Or take it in and put your own spin on it, like, Seven Samurai.
like an all-female cast.
You know? No, but like, you run into the risk of everyone like really comparing the two, and when you have a movie that's so good and does still hold up, you're gonna have a tough time.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Magnificent Seven is a remake of Seven Samurai.
Sure.
And you're right, because they threw it in this sort of different time period and had a slightly different genre, even though really, it's very much a Western.
Anything else in September?
No.
I got that.
No, nothing. Okay, October then. October is the rumored month that Gambit is going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Gambit that has lost a director, a writer, a star, regained the star.
Yeah, new director.
It's been a little weird.
I don't even think they're shooting this movie yet, are they?
No, I don't know
in
how.
In which case, how would it ever come out in October? Yeah, it has that date, but I don't see it happening. I mean, listen, I'm really excited. Going back again to the 90s and X-Men in the 90s, Gambit was the man. Gambit was sort of the 90s version of Wolverine. I think if you saw Hateful Eight, it was kind of fun because Channing Tatum did a little French, almost like Cajun thing there. It was kind of kind of a preview.
It was like his audition.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of his Gambit audition, and I thought he was really good in it. And so I'm excited. I like Lea Seydoux a lot. And Doug Liman, I think, has made some kick-ass movies. Edge of Tomorrow was rad.
Edge of Tomorrow was great. Edge of Tomorrow, I feel like, is one of the more underrated movies of the day. And it never got a fair shake because of Oblivion, but it was really good. I really enjoyed that movie. Also in October, one thing I'm excited about is another Jack Reacher movie. Jack Reacher is a movie I couldn't decide if I liked, and then I decided that I did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know why?
Are you going to accuse me of Rogue Nation?
No.
Afterglow?
No. Why do you like Jack Reacher?
Oh, because of Jack Courtney.
Yes.
It's the only thing Jack Courtney's
Jack
ever been good
Courtney
at.
was amazing in that
He was
movie.
great.
Yeah.
He was great. He's dead. He's not coming back in the next one. So,
Frankenstein Jack Courtney should be the plot.
maybe I shouldn't be excited about it, but I kind of like it. I've read a lot of the books too, so I kind of have a soft spot for Jack Reacher. But I think at the very least, there'll be a cool car chase in it.
Yeah.
So moving into November, this and Doctor Strange in November.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about Doctor Strange than any of the other superhero movies this year. Well, maybe not Deadpool. I don't know. I'm more excited about Doctor Strange than I am about Civil War, oddly enough.
I guess, I agree with that.
Introduction of magic into the world, that'll be cool.
It's funny because I was talking about the homogenization, how, when there was Guardians and everything, it felt new, and I feel like Doctor Strange is that new thing I'm looking for. Scott Derrickson, who directed Sinister, is directing it.
I think it was a really interesting choice.
Yeah, some of the art looks amazing.
Yeah, they've been releasing a lot of concept art, just sort of one angle of his sanctum per day for a week for some reason.
And just seeing the picture of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, it was like,
rad.
hey guys, you got it right. Awesome.
And I will say, just for the record, I started growing the goatee moments before those pictures came out, and then I was like, I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good look. I think what's most exciting about Doctor Strange is when you look at it, it looks like the cast looks like an Academy Award-winning film.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it. Tilda Swinton is in it. It's
exactly.
an amazing cast.
Of course, Benedict Cumberbatch. Mads Mikkelsen's in it.
Yeah,
like,
who's my favorite bad guy.
He's awesome,
He's the best
right?
bad guy going.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I'm really excited about in November, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I'm a Harry Potter fanboy.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that I'm as into Harry Potter as I am,
Yeah.
but I am.
Yeah,
There you go.
Dave, you
And
might
I'm
be
excited
thinking,
about
we
it.
already have, 9 of these freaking movies. We don't know. Well, guess what? It's in the 20s. It's in New York. It's got Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, you had it right.
It's got that guy.
You had it right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing about this movie. I feel like I'm supposed to be excited for this. I could not give a fuck more about a movie than this.
You know what?
I don't
More
care.
tickets for me.
I don't care. I feel like the Harry Potter saga was amazing. I feel like it was centered around the right people. I feel like the world is only there because it's centered around this great character, and I don't need it in the 20s. I don't need Eddie Redmayne dressed up like the Doctor running around with a briefcase. Not interested.
You said
Okay,
all of
see,
the things that
at
make me
all.
excited about the movie.
Yeah, I know.
That's where I disagree with you. I think if they were to suddenly try to pick up Harry Potter like as an horror in his adult life, like lame, I don't care. But like it's a lot like the Star Wars one-offs movies. It's like there's this whole world because the world was created in a very interesting way. It's a
Right.
very rich world to mine, and they're going and doing something that's got nothing to do with the Harry Potter storyline. It's like, to me, it's the same deal as Rogue One.
No, I don't agree because the thing is okay, there's the Harry Potter books and then there's Harry Potter movies. But Star Wars is something that started as movies but then became cartoons, and it's this franchise thing out that's so much bigger than just
Also,
those
it's-
original movies. But the
Also,
Harry Potter thing,
Star Wars is 40 years old at this point.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
don't.
But okay, I guess the thing is I'm supposed to act excited about
you're
it,
not.
and I'm not.
Don't be.
I
If
just
you don't want to be
don't
excited
care.
about it, don't be excited about
And I
it.
don't-
Don't
force you anything.
I feel bad.
If you feel
I feel bad
that's,
about it.
That's your bad.
I feel
guy.
bad because I feel like I'm supposed to be excited about this, but I'm always like, no. I
I'm
don't
just
care.
like-
I don't
You're
care.
just a muggle.
I went to
am just a
Midnight
muggle.
Madness parties for the book release. Like me
Right.
and my wife are super into Harry Potter, and so I'm excited about
Were you
this.
were you in that line in Boyhood? Remember that scene in Boyhood
No.
where they lined up
No,
for
I
Harry
was not.
Potter?
No, I was not. I was already living out here when they were going to see Harry Potter in
Gotcha.
Houston.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, I think they're doing it right. They're doing more Harry Potter movies without having anything to do with Harry Potter, and I think that's the only way to do it. Whether or not J.K. Rowling can write a screenplay is yet to be seen. It's David Yates directing it. It's
Yeah.
the same team producing it. So it should, in theory, tonally pick up right where the series left off.
Yeah.
Which I think was in a good place. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to be excited about it, Dave, don't be don't be excited about it.
There's no way I'm going to be.
That's fine.
I feel like maybe
I'm not trying
2
to-
weeks. I feel like maybe 2 weeks because you don't understand. Okay.
Maybe in 2 weeks you'll be into it.
No, in
Is that
2
what
weeks
you-
before it comes out.
Oh, okay.
I actually love the movies. I love the Harry Potter movies. It's one of my favorite franchises. So it's not that I'm just a hater on Harry Potter. I just I feel like I don't need any more of that.
It's just
world.
where I disagree with you. I don't know that the characters were great. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, all real good.
Yeah.
But I think the world of the Wizarding world is what made the movies and the books so interesting.
I
So
feel
more than it was the characters that were in that Wizarding world.
I feel like this is the
so
difference
them-
between watching the movies or watching and reading the books too. Because I didn't read the books.
Maybe. I mean,
so
look,
maybe that's why I'm not as
The
excited.
actors that they got to fill out the Harry Potter universe are so much better than the kids that were playing.
Oh, yeah.
The kids.
Yeah.
So
But the kids got a lot better.
Oh no, they did.
got great,
They
yeah.
did. Yeah, it wasn't Twilight.
No,
it was.
no.
They did it right with Harry Potter.
Can't believe I watched
Anyway,
all those movies.
we'll continue this over lunch, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we already mentioned it once. Let's skip straight to December. Rogue One, the first of the Star Wars universe one-offs. A Star Wars. What do they call it? It's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Is that what? Is that?
What? Yeah. What
Star
are
Wars
they
Legend.
called?
Star Wars
I thought
tale.
so. Yeah.
It's something I can't remember.
Something that
War.
sounds like a children's
But
book.
it's about the spies that steal the plans for the Death Star.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Which
it's a cool idea.
is super cool.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how people like the Star Wars universe without Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
but
don't
at
mind.
least it enriches the world we already know, and it's not just a cash grab.
Well,
That's a good. That's my point.
Let's not go crazy.
That's my
But
point.
at least it's enriching the world that it came from. Is all I'm saying.
That's my point with the Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. So I
Yeah.
think it's the same. It's the same deal. It's not a Skywalker. It's not part of the Skywalker saga. It's its own thing. It exists in the same world, and it sheds light on events that we're already familiar with.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same deal. And I think it's a great idea.
Hey man,
The whole world is just sitting there. Might as well play in it.
I'm on board. You know,
You paid $1 billion goddamn dollars for the rights to do Star Wars.
I'm on
So at
board
least do it right.
for Star Wars of this generation. You know, like I was always more of a Trekkie, though I love Empire Strikes Back, but I love this new Star Wars, so I'm on board. But they are going to come up with a Star Wars movie every year. So at some point, this will become a Marvel thing where we're all like, oh, another Death Star.
If they do a Star,
It's the whole planet this time. This one blows up 5 planets instead of 1.
But if they do one Star Wars movie a year, that's a third as many as they're doing for Marvel. So
Yeah, no, fair.
That's real restrained Disney.
exactly
No,
showing some real restraint,
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah.
I'm
Actually,
on board for their plan.
What I'm excited to see is, are they going to do a thing where, Disney has opened the door. Okay, guys. After Ant-Man, the only thing Ant-Man provided with us was seeing that amazing young Michael Douglas. Like, are they gonna shoot additional stuff with Carrie and Han and all those guys and have additional scenes with them look younger?
For me,
because
that would defeat the purpose of what they're doing.
Right.
Let it be its own thing.
But it's all the same
need.
time.
No, I know it's all the same time, but what do you want them to pass each other in light speed? There's oh hey, we just passed the Millennium Falcon. Look at that. And then they peek through the window and see young Harrison Ford.
Hey.
I don't want that. The point of these other movies is to be other movies. Right. You know?
Is Boba Fett going to show up in this one?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's gonna piss me off when he does. And then Assassin's Creed, we've talked enough about that. We're all really excited about that
gonna be
too.
good.
But look, I think just end of the year, I think is going to be. I don't think we quite know what's going to be interesting at the end of the year yet. I think there's some empty slots there, and stuff's going to get shuffled around a little bit. And then some smaller movies are going to start to get some press.
Maybe the Untitled Terrence Malick movie.
We didn't talk about either of the Terrence Malick.
No, not Night of Cups. Night of Cups has a title.
Yeah.
It's the Untitled one that I'm more interested in.
Is that the one with the concert one?
Yeah, it's set in the backdrop is Austin, Texas, and the music scene.
Nice.
And before I moved out to LA, I was in Austin making a living shooting live music. So this is the scene I was in, and I would constantly be turning around, and Ryan Gosling's there and Terrence Malick, and they're shooting stuff, but it wasn't there wasn't a perimeter or anything. They were just in the constantly, and I was constantly running into them, and I saw some weird stuff that they were doing, and I'm like, what is this movie? So it's just this personal curiosity that I have to satisfy.
In the what are you, a grizzled combat? Wait,
have you been backstage at ACL? It is the
shooting live music.
Wait, it is the or they're in the That's totally different.
They're in the
they're in the
happens to be the
It depends on how old you are.
Okay.
I think it would just be downright in the
enough non-movies.
Just in the middle of the
in the shit movie.
Well, look,
Do you think it's going to get a title? Or is it just always going to be the Untitled?
Just leave it Untitled.
I hope it's just a
Malick
weird
movie.
blank.
Yeah.
No.
Just a white poster.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is our looking ahead to the back half of 2016. A lot of movies. Again, sitting down and looking at this and thinking that 2016 was going to be pretty dark. I think I was mistaken.
Yeah.
I think you just have to dig a little bit deeper in 2016 than we did in 2015. But there's a lot of good stuff coming out. Let us know what you guys are excited about in the back half of 2016 down in the comments below. Click like and subscribe. Stick around right here for more CineFix Now from our new place. Did you see it?
Yeah, there it is.
We've been in here for hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea how many people are like, what are you doing in here?
This guy's got a potassium overdose.
What are you doing in here?
Nothing but bananas.
Other people need the new conference room, guys. Yeah.